I'm called Honorable Professor Kotonde, a political analyst, a professional teacher, a tutor, and also part-time lecturer, and a business entrepreneur and other errands. And also a member of this great state, this great Bunge, and a great patriot of this country called Kenya.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's start with the issue of the 5-member committee that has been formed. Both members that are there, some members who are there from Raila Amolo Odinga's side and William Ruto's side. You can say the Kenya Kwanza and the ODM. Generally, it's like some people are saying it's a broad-based government that have just put their own people there. Some people are saying it's a rubber stamp. Some people are saying it's a right move, but maybe at the wrong time. For you personally, do you believe this is a good thing going forward, and will the report be implemented, or itakuwa kama hizi zingine?
All right. Thank you very much. I want to take you back to some history, because in one way or the other, it might be the critics might not be having the information. Maybe they were political toddlers then. In the year 2007, we had a very tough and highly contested election. If you can remember what happened, it didn't go as per what was expected. But when this country was going down, it took a great initiative of Kenyans and the diasporans. One of them was the late, may his soul rest, Kofi Annan, Dr. Kofi Annan, the then UN Secretary General. Why were they coming to this country? And why were they so much interested in this country? They were interested in this country because when a state is burning, we can never have an economy running. When the state is in state of quagmire, we can never have school activities running. No hospital will be running. No youths will be living peacefully. No investors. The then Dr. Kofi Annan and his team, the Grasha Marshals, brought the two antagonists, that is Raila then and the then President, Mwai Kibaki. We restored peace. If it were not for them, we could not be having this country we are talking about today. We had elections last election, that is 2022. Challenges are there. The elections were done. The petitions were done. The people who were close rivals, Raila Amolo Odinga, Azimio team, and the KK government. The KK government flopped the Azimio team. They went to court. The courts, our great constitutions and our great institutions, called them. They were given the time. And finally they accepted. And let me tell you too, you must also know that the manifestos of the two parties, that is Azimio Party and the team plus the KK Party, were running concurrently. It was just not clear to Kenyans where they were going to have a convergence. You understand? And therefore, you must know that the Azimio manifesto, one of their key areas was affordable housing. Is it there in the current government? The other manifesto which was very key was affordable and acceptable health services. Is it not running concurrently with the current KK manifesto? The other one was security. Is it not running as per the KK manifesto? Another one was education, affordable education to all Kenyans, to all Kenyan children, both the foreign and the residents of this country? Is it not running in line with the KK manifesto? Where is the problem, Kenyans? When our very own sons and daughters are the ones brought on board to foresee the rebirth and the reborn of what missed then to help the millions of Kenyans living within. Where is the problem with that? Where is the problem when the KK government and the then Azimio come together to help compensate the mothers, the fathers, the families of those whose sons and daughters were maimed, were killed during the demos, even when Ruto was not the president, backdated up to 2017, 2007. Where is the problem, Kenyans? Where is the problem? When these people sit together, they reason together and help revitalize our very own economy for the benefit of the millions of Kenyans. Where is the problem with that? Where is the problem? When brothers and sisters who are warring, they are warring and they are having differences, come together for the benefit of this great nation. Where is the problem with that? Where is the problem with that? I would love to get solutions and answers from our very own critics, because I know there are those who are not ready for any change in this country. We have been kept hostage by some individuals. This activity being spearheaded by His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, the affordable housing. You know that in this country, we have selected families and people running the housing department. Are you aware that we have selected people running the transport sector? Are you aware that we have selected people running this economy as if this is their very own home? Where is the problem with our president when he's working towards affordable housing across this country to elevate the millions of Kenyans from the bondage we have been in for the last 60 years? Where is the problem of our president? Where is the problem of our president? When in the history, the first one in the history, 60 years plus, when the first president hired 39,000 teachers for the first time in 1969, and which was only done again this year, March, when the president employed 72,000 teachers. Where is the problem with that? When he's revitalizing and changing the old ways of doing things, hiring teachers and empowering schools. Where is the problem? When a student, son of this son, from Todonya, accessing the basic education under his leadership, where is the problem with that? When the president himself saw that NHIF was a rot, he came up with SHA. Where is the problem? People were saying SHA was not working. Right now, SHA is working. Always, when something starts, majority will be saying that this thing is not going to see the light at the end of the day. Many are happy. Many have registered. Where is the problem when such are happening under our watch? We were having Al-Shabaab up and down. Since the Ruto regime, today is exactly 2 years, 8th August 2025. Exactly 2 years. He's starting the third year. Where is the problem? When we have a peaceful state We have been having bomb all over. Mpeketoni bomb, Garissa bomb, Muyale bomb, Turukana bomb. For the last 2 years, there is nothing like bomb. There is nothing like unnecessary running of the country by hooligans. Where is the problem when the Kenyans live peacefully within their own territory? Where is the problem with that? Where is the problem when His Excellency the President Ruto sat down with the current leader of Uganda to talk about the thorny issue of Migingo, which has been there for the years? Where is the problem with that? Why are they not talking about such good stuff? Why? I want to challenge Kenyans that before you say something negative about and against our very own government, think about the positive too. The positive outweighs the chief propagandas we can be talking about here. Where is the problem when the very, very government employs the very, very sons and daughters of this land across the country? Is it wrong if you are fighting tribalism, which you have been seeing in the previous regimes? Is it wrong? Where is the problem? I want to tell anybody thinking that the 5-bench team, both sides, are there to mince money. No. I believe, and very conscious in my mind, that whatever Raila says and says, nobody can see. He's an elder. He has seen it all. He is the mother and the father of devolution. He is the father of the constitution we are enjoying here. What he can see, I want to challenge Kenyans to give Raila Amolo Odinga, to give His Excellency Dr. William Ruto and his team to help us deliver the great manifesto, to help us deliver to the great millions of Kenyans who entrusted him on the 8th of August 2022. Yes.
So, let's now move to international matters affecting Kenya also.
Yes.
We are seeing that now it's like the Kenya-US relations is facing turbulent times because now we are seeing a situation whereby Kenya is at a risk of being ripped off the pleasure and the honor of being a major non-NATO ally. If at all it's going to reach up to that place that Tushanganywa that honor, how is it going to affect the country, and does it merit that we must have these relations with the US so as for Kenya to be a non-NATO ally?
I want to tell you that there is a lot that it takes to be a member of a certain bloc. Let me take you home. In this our very own country, we have 48 arms of governments. 48, and I mean arms. We have the national government taking the 48th and the 47 counties. For us to have this, it must have taken some reasoning. Beyond our borders, we have the EAC. The EAC initially was meant for the 3 states, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. But other neighboring states saw it wise that we can never live like islanders. They decided to come up and approach other neighboring states. We now have Rwanda, part of us. We now have Burundi. We recently accepted DRC. We have Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, the great motherland, South Sudan, the Upper Sudan, and the Djibouti. Why do you think we are having this? Beyond that, to the southern part, we have the SADC. Then to the west, we have the ECOWAS. Why do you think this is very important? When we have these blocks, we can have access to so many duty-free exports and inputs. We can have a peaceful coexistence. Right now, Congo is burning. Every part of Eastern Africa is concerned about the same. South Sudan is burning. Every member of Eastern Africa is sad. And when your neighbor's home is burning, you don't have to be happy. Beyond Africa, even before we go out of Africa, we have regions. This our Africa is under AU, African Union. Why do you think it is important? When we get back to what is happening, this propaganda is being brought by one man, Rigathi Gachagua. I once said it here, that you cannot afford to make your country burn. Then you go beyond your country and propagate for the same. Mr. Rigathi Gachagua propelled the agenda of tribalism. He went ahead to the US, propelled the same by meeting his people and even engaging in his own dialect to propel the same. I have no problem with that because maybe that's the language even those who are staying in the US can understand. But I want to tell Rigathi Gachagua and his cronies that we cannot afford to get out of the NATO. Why? Because in this very, very city, the Nairobi city, and this country, we are hosting the UN, the most powerful position, strategically placed to manage and micromanage the whole Africa. For it to happen the road, towards the road being propagated by Gachagua and his team, I don't think it can just be something people can just wake up and decide, like someone who bought a chicken. You cannot just decide because we have treaties, we have programs. What is it that the Kenyan government have done worth being away or being taken away from NATO? That is what we need to think about. What is it that we have done worth? We don't have a government which is under a dictatorship. We have the constitution properly followed. We have highly elected, respected constitution. In the very, very country, we are hosting refugees running away from their very own countries. If in case we could be a bad country, we could not be having Dadaab camp, which has been there for so many decades. If we could be bad, then we could not be having the Kakuma camp, which has been there for so many years. If we could be that bad, then you can't tell me that the time we are having Donald Trump as the current president, the 46th, is this 6th or 7th?
I think 46.
The 46th president of the US, to be the one under whose leadership we are getting out of the NATO. I'm saying that this thing is being propagated by a chief tribalist, whom you know very well, and is there to assassinate and kill and paint our very own president and the Kenyans as tribalists, people who are problematic, people who are not ready to accommodate others. Kenyans are peaceful. We love peace. We love other diasporans. We love other foreigners. We accommodate everybody under the sun. And therefore, we cannot accept to get out of the NATO because of an individual. Kenya is bigger than an individual. Raila once said it, that Kenya is bigger than him. When the blood of the Kenyans was being poured, he said, Kenya is bigger than him. When we were toppling up His Excellency, President Moi, for the last 24 years, Raila himself said, Kenya is bigger than myself. And therefore, if me is the one to bring peace by not even buying and supporting His Excellency Mwai Kibaki, so be it. Now I'm saying, there is nobody who can tell us that we can fuck off the NATO. No. We are in NATO because under NATO, we have seen many benefits. We have seen many supports. We have seen many exchange programs. We have seen many expertise coming to our country, and even we borrow from them for the benefit of millions of Kenyans and even millions of other citizens across this country and are beyond. And therefore, my learned friends, I want to tell anybody propagating that we will be getting out of the NATO to be ashamed of himself. That person should even be jailed. Because anybody under this era who is still thinking narrow-mindedly that he can run this country like he's running his kitchen cabinet or kitchen garden, no, we are past that. 60 years we are past tribalism. 60 years we should be past corruption. 60 years we should be past unnecessary and uncalled for bondage, chains of bondage. 60 years and plus, we should be competing with other global states. We are going beyond stagnated reasoning. We are going beyond village mentality reasoning. Therefore, anybody propagating, thinking that we will be getting out of the NATO, no, we are not getting out of the NATO at all, at all, at all. We are not getting there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's now finish with the local politics, specifically in Homa Bay County, Kasipul constituency.
As a great son of this land, Kenya, and a great resident of Homa Bay, Kasipul-Kabondo is just a neighboring sub-county. I want to tell you that the great people of Kasipul, you deserve the best. I said it here that Kenyan politics is not hereditary. Kenyan politics is democratic. But we can never sit down as the people and reason like villagers. We must reason like people who are more informed. Kenyan politics is not under chieftainship. Kenyan politics is not like a kingdom. When Kenyatta died, if it could have been so, then the first president, the second president ought to have been from the Kenyatta family. If it could have been so, the way I'm seeing it is taking a very bad trajectory. If it could have been so, then when Moi left power, even without checking the constitution, then the Moi's family, we could be having the next president. If it could have been so, then immediately Kibaki left. We could be having Kibaki's family as the president of this country. I want to tell the great people of Kasipul, the great people of Kasipul, the great people of Malava, the great people of Karubangi and other areas where they will be having by-elections, that it is your responsibility to elect the person who will be having the interest of the people. not because he was a son or daughter of the immediate former, not because he's related to the kings and the queens of this country, not because he is more moneyed than you people in the village, not because he is dancing so well and being supported by the populist party. I want to warn the great party, ODM. The moment you will give a direct ticket to any member of your party in the name of going to wipe the tears of the Ngondo's family, that is the time you will lose it. Why is it that when the first senator of Migori died, I think there was a second senator, that is Ben Olochokelo, he died. Why is it that the same process was not done to his family, his sons who are interested in the same position? Why? Why is it that when the great people of Kibra lost their son, you decided to give direct ticket to brother to Ken Ibra? Why did you decide when he was now taken through the normal elections? Why is it that he did not clinch the position? The moment we'll go that road of giving direct tickets, I am telling you this for free, that is the moment you are going to lose it. The great people of Kasipul, you have a Rocco, Philip Aroko Honorable, Ofilo, good life. You have the young son of the immediate fallen hero, Ogondowere, Boydwere. You have the likes of Manibior. We have so many sons and daughters of that great land. I want you to take your time. Embrace the broad-based reasoning. Don't come out and be caged to vote towards a certain trajectory. Get out, vote the person who will help you deliver this real restoration of the great people of Kasipul-Kabondo. Kasipul-Kabondo, by the way, we've been having a lot of threats, a lot of intimidations, a lot of hooliganism, which you can't tell me that when you elect or erect the son of Ongondowere, you will not lie to me that you are propagating the same threats, the same fear, and the same problems the great people of Kasipul have been going through. Because a son of a snake is a snake. An offspring of a snake is a snake. If you want to tell that this is a snake, check the real sons and daughters who have been going through the same. I want to tell the Kasipul people, this is the opportunity to bring sanity. This is the opportunity to bring sobriety. This is the opportunity to cool down the pressure of intimidation. This is the time to bring glory, the lost glory, to bring the true picture which have been missing by the virtue of you electing the immediate former. This is the time you want development. This is the time you want proper location of money. This is the time you must convince investors to at least dock in your very own sub-county. Get out, elect, exercise your right by electing the people who will be representing you fully without any problem. Because you are a neighbor to Kabondo. On the other side, you are a neighbor to Karachuonyo. On the other north side, you are a neighbor to Nyamira sub-county. Then if you go the other side, you are a neighbor to Kalenjin land, the Nandi. You must elect someone who will be an inclusive leader, a leader of great integrity. Otherwise, you will be going down deep into the holes, which you will never ever see the light of the day. I am telling you this because I know you may not see it now, but it will come to pass. Otherwise, I wish you a peaceful election, a prosperous sub-county, a great county of Homa Bay, and a great Kenya, a great leader. This goes to ODM direct. The great party has always said, across north and south of River Limpopo and above the Saharan, this is a parting shot you need to know. The moment you will do a shudi primaries in the coming by-election in Kasipul-Kabondo, you will have the party ticket. But the great people of Kasipul will dance with the queen or the king of their choice. You will bank the certificate in your own rooms, but the great people of Kasipul will be dancing with the person they have been longing to have as their area MP. God bless you. Thank you.